Hey, what's up everybody? So as promised, this next video here is about me putting together my popsicle board. As I mentioned in the previous videos you might have watched. So I did end up ordering a board from ccs.com. Actually, 20 years ago, I ordered my first popsicle board. So I figured, why not go back to what I know and order it from there and make it super easy to build a custom board. You can either build it from scratch or you can do a full complete deck, which I actually chose and then chose to upgrade a few components. If this is the first time that you're building your own board, they have an awesome help section that'll actually outline everything that you need to know about when choosing the components for your different board, from wheels to trucks to the board size, etc., based on what you want to do with it. So take a look at the help section and see what you want to actually build before you actually go and make that purchase. CCS makes it super simple to build a board out with exactly what you want, so highly recommend checking them out. So let's get into what my board is made of. I chose a chocolate deck, and to top it off, I had some clear grip tape from Mob. But my dog actually ate it, and I wanted to still build it, so I ordered some black grip tape from Amazon to get it here in time. Picked up some independent risers and trucks. For the wheels, I chose the Ricta Speed Ring 53mm 99As and some Bone Red skateboard bearings. So the first thing I'm going to do is roll out that grip tape onto the board. It did take me a bit to kind of get it unrolled and then stuck down, as you can see, but eventually it finally stuck. The next thing I ended up doing is you want to take a skate tool or some sort of blunt object and run it around the edge of the board to kind of smash down the grip tape against the edge of the board. The next thing you want to do is take a sharp knife. Unfortunately, I chose a very dull X-Acto blade. It's definitely not a very professional look when the cut that I ended up with, but it did its job. So the next thing I wanted to do is put the trucks and the risers on. It's very simple, straightforward. Just make sure your bushings are facing the inside and not the outside. You can use the screws to kind of poke a hole through the pre-drilled holes in your board through the grip tape. And then it's just a matter of putting those risers on first, then the trucks, and then screwing them down. So with the trucks out of the way, it's now time to put the bearings inside the wheels. So I do not have a bearing press, so there's an easy hack to use the trucks, as you'll see in the next couple segments here, where you take the bearing and push it down onto the wheel. So bearings have actually two sides. One's a flat side and one's more concave. On the reds, it's actually the flat side is the red part. So you want those facing outside of the wheel when you push them in. So something I wanted to point out, it was a very cold morning the day that I put this board together, so the rubber of the wheels was not as malleable as I was hoping. So I ended up taking it home using the back of a small screwdriver and a hammer to kind of pseudo press those bearings into the wheel. So you'll know your bearings are in far enough when you know there's enough lip inside of that wheelbase, so that when you do put it on the truck itself, there's enough room to tighten that bolt down, which comes up next. So let's put those wheels on next. It's pretty simple to do. Of course, you just put the wheel with the design on the outside that you want to see. Washers that come with the truck, one on first, then the wheel, then another washer, and then finally the bolt. And you want to tighten that nut up pretty well so that the wheel does not fall off while you're riding. All right, so the board is now finally put together, but there's one last step you want to do. You want to test out those bushings. So I'm jumping on the board and testing out the transfer of the weight back and forth from heel to toe to see how loose those bushings are. As you can see, they're pretty loose. I don't like a very loose board. It makes it too wobbly. So the first thing I want to do is actually tighten those bushings up. Pretty straightforward. Flip that board over, get your skate tool out, and tighten those bushings down to the desired tightness that you want. And eventually you'll come to a point where your board is comfortable underneath your feet. So this is the board that I built. There are a lot of steps to kind of putting the board together, but it's super fun to do. I highly recommend you take a chance on doing it yourself versus just having a shop do it. It's always fun to build something with your own hands. I'm super excited to jump on this board and start using it even more. So the very final thing to do is just jump on that board and skate away.